Welcome back. Now, this is the first time I'm on camera, so hello. Uh, I'm going to talk about the new M4 chip and how this is going to change things for Apple and you and me, since the M3 appears to have been a placeholder. So let's get into it and see why Apple came out with this M4 so quickly. So, Apple came out with the M3 October 2023, and they only put it in the MacBook Pro, and later it came up in the MacBook Air, but no Mac Mini, no Studio. They put it in the iMac mainly because it hadn't updated the CPU for so long. They had to put something in it. But it was interesting that the rollout was so slow on a chip that was so gigantic for Apple. M3, a 3 nanometer chip. And what happened? Well, now we know. The M3 was built on a lesser 3 nanometer project. It didn't produce the type of chip that Apple really wanted. TSMC couldn't produce quality chips on the new process. So it was a standby. They put it out, and it's a good chip, but it wasn't the best chip. Now we know. Now they come out with the M4 and they put it in the iPad Pro. Probably for the same reason they put the M3 in the iMac. It needed an upgrade, and the M4 with the new process had much less power draw, much less heat, and now they could put it in an iPad without a fan and it smokes the M3. Go figure. So, how much does it smoke the M3? A lot. So, Apple had moved all of its CPUs to the M2 on all platforms. It needed some place to go, but the M3 wasn't ready in the new process. So they used this old process that didn't work perfectly what they wanted, but it worked. And it produced a faster chip, but not with the margins that they wanted. And they produced a lot of faulty chips, and that's why we have bin versions. And the price, was hard for Apple to deal with because the yields weren't that good. So they moved the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air and the iMac over to the M3, but they just needed to do that to have an upgrade because, the competition doesn't stop. But they knew the M3 was just a stopgap, not a new CPU that they wanted to put out to, conquer the world. The reviews that they were getting on YouTube and magazines, they weren't really good. And so they knew they were going to have to put something out very fast, which is why they put out the M4 so quickly in an iPad. They needed to show that the new CPU, the M4, was much faster, much more energy efficient, producing much less heat. And the best way to show that is to put it in a iPad with no fan, a very, very small case, and then show the performance that it produces in a tiny little iPad compared to something like a Mac Pro or even a MacBook Air. The new M4 came out with 10 CPUs, 10 GPUs, and 16 neural engines, and it is better than the M3 even in single core, which means every core outperforms the M3 single core. So that makes all of them faster. Now you even get 2 more CPUs on the chip, which makes it even faster. So the M4 is a beast, and it has so many upgrades to the GPU and the neural engine. The neural engine upgraded too, and now it makes 38 trillion processes per second. That is awesome. And all in a fanless package. Imagine what they're going to do when they make the Pro version, the Max version, and Ultra version. These things are going to smoke everything and do it on much less power. So, if you bought an M3, did you get ripped off? I don't think so. I bought an M3. I bought 2 of them. And I don't think that we got ripped off, although we can feel that way. But we got good use of a much faster chip for a year, give or take, before the M4 came out. So I don't think that I got ripped off. I love the M3. It's very, very fast. It meets all my needs. So if you have an M3, there really isn't a big need to upgrade unless you have a specific reason that you actually need that extra power. But I myself, I'm just an aficionado, and I don't need the power. I just love it. So I will look at the new Pros and MacBook Airs and see, maybe I will upgrade. I'm not because I need to, but just like anybody who buys a car, we never buy what we need. We buy what we want. So you decide. I can't make that choice for you. But the M4 is definitely going to be a beast in whatever they put it in. So thanks for watching, and I'll have more information as time goes on. Have an everything life.